Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we have an EU Grand Campaign event, the start of season number 7. Both rounds today, the USA campaign will be playing the CSA side. The CSA campaign will be playing the USA side for both rounds. First round is Boulevard Heights Readout. Colquitt's Brigade is leading the USA campaign on the CSA side, and then the 1st Delaware is leading the CSA campaign on the USA side. Going to our second map, we have Pry Ford with a 12th VA is leading the USA campaign on the CSA side, and the Hamptons Legion is leading the CSA campaign on the Union side today. All right, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary at UI. Our teams for today. So on the USA campaign side, who is again playing CSA both rounds, you have the 42nd Pennsylvania, Colquitt's Brigade, Iron Brigade, 12th Virginia, 30th Ohio, and the Free States Brigade. Where is on the CSA campaign playing Union both rounds, you have the Hamptons Legion, Hood's Division, 17th Michigan, 1st Delaware, 4th Texas, Kelly's Brigade, Jackson's Division, 9th Corps, and the Irish Volunteer Brigade. Server size today is roughly 200 right now. Imbalance is 4 in favor of Union. Confederates have 11 on artillery, though, so Union's up approximately 15 men right now. Frontline reporters today for the Union perspective is Dragon here from 9th Corps, and then our CSA perspective is Doug from the Colquitt Brigade. Co-commentating with me today, we have Bones from the 15th Wisconsin Iron Brigade. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, glad to be here. I'm First Sergeant Bones from the 15th Wisconsin, which, as you stated, is part of Iron Brigade. Been playing War of Rights for maybe a year and a half, 2 years now, and I've been stuck in this regimental play, and it's been a good time, and I'm excited to go comment.
Heck yeah, and we're glad you're here. I forgot to mention the IVB switch sides to help with balancing, so very appreciative of them to do that. But Bones, you play with more of a Union perspective because that's who your regiment is with. So how does Union win Boulevard Heights Readout?
Really, I think for Union on this map, it's just being reactive and not giving any sort of ground on these berms. Once CSA gets a bite on either the right side or the left side, ideally the right side, if they get into those berms and you're fighting amongst the caissons, I feel like that's where Union has lost. If they let CSA get too close like that, I think they need to be aggressive and get CSA off as soon as possible.
So it's interesting that the CSA is going for this far right side. Historically, you don't see... I mean, like you said, CSA normally goes on Union right, not the left.
I don't know if it's just my end, but your mic is going all over the place.
Yeah, the my Wi-Fi's kind of dipping, but...
Okay, I can hear you clearly now.
Cool. Sorry about that. Still kind of fixing some things with Wi-Fi, but I'm letting the frontline reporters know they should probably lower the quality of their stream, because that's a thing of beauty. But you have the CSA as a team going on the right side right now, really in mass. You do have the 12th VA kind of going out on this left side right now, kind of slowly moving that way. You have some CSA holding really far back, 15th Wisconsin with Lucian there, and then 42nd PA on the left with the artillery. So you have Hateful.
I don't know if you noticed, but Hateful is there. Yeah, Hateful is in line with the CSA right now.
Why'd he stop killing?
I don't know. This is interesting. It looks like Jam has figured it out, and they are now meleeing each other. Yeah, Hateful has been behind the enemy lines in the bushes for a minute now. I was curious where he was going with that.
He got a kill or two, so that was pretty funny.
So I'm not really certain about CSA strat right now, being a little split up and having one of your flags up on the hill by themselves. I mean, I don't expect Union to come out of the berm to wipe anyone, but
you would hope not.
If CSA makes any large movements here, I think they need to move together.
Yeah, so you got the 42nd and 30th Ohio starting to shift off to the left. You have Iron Brigade rolling up to the snake fence, and they're starting to move out. They do have a steam chat, so groups can coordinate when they aren't close to each other. CSA artillery is still rolling further and further forward. Looks like they found a good spot. I think
They did just get a pretty close hit on the Union. So it looks like they're starting to run. CSA is moving deep on the far right. CQB as well as 15th and FSB are pushing in on the right. Looks like.
Oh, this Union volley is going to be fun to watch.
That was a bad already hit.
Shoot him, Union! Oh, Union killed barely any in that volley for the CSA charging. At least the Colquitt's group.
Yeah, looks like they were aiming a little too high.
Yeah. It is a little down slope there, so.
Look at these pretty boy Yankees.
Is what it is.
It looks like left side of CSA is moving in now.
Oh yeah, look at that 42nd, 30th. A lot.
And no one's there to stop them. No one's there to stop them. This is, well, except for the first Delaware.
But they're on.
But I don't know. Yeah, they are outnumbered. These are the bites I was talking about. I think, I mean, one side of CSA might get pushed, and it looks like right side is gonna be the one that falls back. But now CSA has a bite. And once they get a bite on that berm, the rest of their forces can meet them here, and they can use all this cover to their advantage.
Yeah. Although Union pretty much wiping that CSA right push, and they have their whole team here, and now the 42nd, 30th going over the berm. They're outnumbered by a lot.
Yeah, I don't understand that movement. And this is what I was concerned about by splitting the CSA force. You've got a big group, a medium-sized group on the right, medium-sized group on the hill, and then an even smaller group with like 12th VA on the very far left. And when Union's bunched up like this and they have such a small area to cover, their reaction time is going to be too quick, I think, to do a split move for CSA. And it cost them. That was some pretty good ticket drop for the Union.
Why is Mr. Sticks from the 15th Wisconsin keeping the CSA flag up here? He is running the CSA flag where the other CSA down flag is at. And why is he there?
Oh, God, where?
In the very center. The two down CSA flags are on top of each other. He ran in there basically by himself.
Oh.
And that's...
This is his first regimental game.
That's fair. But
props to him for at least picking up a flag.
That's true. Very, very unfortunate start, though, for CSA. They charged with kind of three groups. You had the big group charge right and medium-sized group charge center, and then 12th VA is that small group, the only group on that side, the left side, charging forward. And Union defeated in detail. They effectively moved as one group.
CSA, you meant.
And great start for Union. Union just got to keep this up. You can even look that within the tickets itself. It is about a half morale stage difference, and we're 10 minutes into the game.
That's definitely rough for attackers to be low on tickets after a charge. It's not what you want to see.
I'm NCO today. You have to display orders.
Especially on a map like this, where, I mean, flags aside, reforming all of CSA is going to take a good minute.
Yep.
It's not the biggest map that you have to walk on, but it's definitely not the smallest either.
Yeah. So.
And it will take Union no time to regain their foothold.
Very much so.
They never really lost it.
They haven't lost those flags, unlike CSA. Those flags will be sitting there for about another 3 to 4 minutes, then they'll despawn. So CSA can either sit this out or try to go in again. Should probably just sit it out. Just sit and shoot for a couple minutes, get the flags back in, and then go. But charging in works as well.
Yeah, I would say probably. I mean, you have time to waste, and I don't think you're going to get enough passive ticket damage from shooting at a distance. So honestly, if they can reform quickly enough, another charge over the hill, maybe not even a full thin charge, just get in, do as much damage as you can, and then call a retreat.
Yeah.
At least shake the Union up a little bit.
Yeah, just deal some damage in the meantime, because CSA is not going to be able to do anything effective at this point when you're down 2 flags. That's 2 whole groups that cannot be spawning in the midst of the fight.
Looks like they're committing to the left side now.
Pushing up, starting to take some shots right now. CS artillery getting I think a nice hit there. That one hit short, but
Yeah, it looks like they've got two groups, some artillery in the far back and some artillery that's pushed up.
Press it left, guys. Oh, never mind. Move it to the southeast. Sprint.
He just died, George. He died.
I've seen this map go well on the right side as well as the left, just so long as they fully commit the team to one or the other. I've seen it work really well for attackers on this map as long as they fully commit.
Hold on. Back.
CSA is almost actually down to engage, and they might hit that before the flags despawn.
Stay here.
Yeah, flags are still here on the ground.
Yep. So let's see here. I think Union playing this very well. You got Doug's view from CSA as they're starting to try to go around the left side. So right failed
Good,
pretty
already
bad.
hit.
So they're going left now.
Open! Open! Come on! Independent! Spread it out! Make sure you spread out! Spread it out!
A lot of knocked over defenders there from Artie. If they can time that barrage with the next charge, it could go very well in the attacker's favor.
Exactly. That's what artillery needs to do. You don't see it too much, but hopefully they can communicate and make that work. The CSA that pushed out left, they're spread out in a big old beautiful line. Trying to make
One man spacing wins wars. That is a really nice one man spacing. Might get a screenshot.
Colquitt's brigade pushing up closer. They are one of the groups with their flag. One of those CSA flags has despawned, and there goes the second one right there. So CSA is going to get the flags back. You have the groups without the flags, like 15th Wisconsin, FSB. They're holding further back as they don't have the flag. So
TQB taking the brunt of the damage as they have their respawn. I mean, we still have to wait for the two allied flags to walk from spawn, so we might see them. It looks like one's almost back already.
Yep.
We might see them just sit here and keep poking at the Union, or maybe they will full commit on the next Artie barrage. If I was in their shoes, I think I'd probably full commit after the next Artie barrage and let the flag just catch up. You gotta get in there and you gotta shake them up. Looks like HL is shifting from the left of the berm to the right of the berm to help support what looks like a CSA offensive here soon.
So when will CSA charge? They got 3 of those flags. They don't have the 4th one, but I do agree with you, Bones. Like, even once that flag spawns in from main from CSA, I definitely think they can approach and try to charge it out, because that flag will make it up in time. CSA goes down to engage. We're a third of the way through the match in terms of the black timer, and it looks like you got Lucian, 15th Wisconsin, Ella 42nd, pushing down the hole. Looks like they're going to charge.
Yep, looks like this is it. It looks like they're going for a pincer. So with CQB on the right, one CSA group going further away from the fight. 12PA pulling back with their flag. Looks like USA is holding. We have 1st Delaware charging the left CSA group.
That's an interesting counter charge. You want to push the CSA out of the burn. You can't let them sit there. You have to charge them out, but you got to go in as a group. And it looks like Union slowly making
Looks like they're
their way over.
trickling a little bit.
Yeah, but this is going to kill Union tickets if they don't go over together.
Yeah, that's why they're definitely trickling. And this small CSA group that was left over lasted much longer than they should have because USA trickled over the berm.
We're gonna poke him. I'm gonna poke you.
So that was a good push from CSA. They are almost down to engage. The Union is. CSA took about a 4th of morale stage there.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't go into engage.
Very close, that's for sure.
Good job, lads.
Yeah, that was a
Wide line.
I would say that was an okay grade. CSA still has 3 of their flags at least by the looks of it.
Yeah, they didn't lose any.
No, they have all 4 of their flags still. So this is going to be a quick regroup for CSA, and they can get right back into it. And that's what you like to see from attackers.
Very much so. I wish...
If you can't get up there and hold, come back soon, you know?
I think the CSA should have all moved into the same area in the berm. I don't know, though. Just because I feel like it'd be a lot harder for Union to charge out. But, yeah, obviously if CSA goes in one tiny area, Union, who's very spread out, can shoot into a big ball. And also Union can go up and over the berm and flank from the side, so...
And, here comes First Delaware Hateful again. Looks like he's heading towards the, CSA Arctic.
Oh, my goodness. Playing some music as well.
I personally don't like the pincer, the split up that CSA has been doing, because if you are portioning your attackers against the Union and they portion against you, they have the upper hand because they have the cover. You need to use, in my opinion, you need to use more manpower on one specific spot to wipe and take that back from them, so that way it's a berm on berm fight. And that's what I've seen CSA do on some maps, where they will go to the far right by Snake Fence, take that little berm lip at the very bottom, and just fight from there using the caissons and the berm, and they inch their way up. I personally don't care much for the left side hill combat. 'Cause, I mean, you have the Death Blade, and you force the Union to pop out to fire out of the berm, so it might be good for your ticket drain. But I think it's harder to find purchase on that berm when you have to go over the berm completely.
Yeah. I mean, they did try to go down the right. They just didn't go with their whole team. I don't know if it would have made much of a difference just because of how dominant Union held that. So
Yeah, their reaction was quick.
Yeah, Union's been playing this very well. I think that's kind of the question sometimes when you watch matches. It's like, okay, was it bad CSA play? Was it good Union play?
I mean, the CSA positions and lines right now are looking great. It's just a matter of what their plan is going forward. Are they going to continue spreading out and attacking this berm, or are they just committing to these one-man spacings and spreading out now to get the ticket? I don't think they're going in.
Yeah, 15th Wisconsin gunning it to the left. A lot of CSA approaching the edge of that burn, taking volleys. That volley killed nobody, because nobody was peeking over from Union. Colquitt's probably going to get a hit or two here as Union's peeking over.
It looks like IVB, KB, and First Delaware are meeting IB on the left. Not a lot of casualties on either side, really. Well, IB's taking a couple. And that's the hard thing about... I mean, if you want to get shooting kills consistently at a distance, this isn't really a bad idea in my opinion. I think this is a good idea if you want to just trade shots with the Union, but you really want to get in there.
It's an issue of time, right? Because the CSA had all day. They have the advantage with tickets, as the attackers usually have more tickets. Actually, they always do have more tickets than the defenders.
Yeah.
And so a shootout would work great, but that black timer is unfortunately there for the attacking team, so they do have to charge eventually.
Not to mention that attackers are already half a ticket stage down.
Right.
So I think a big move needs to happen here if they want to get them.
Shooting.
I don't think they're at full strength.
Go, Ziggy, go.
They're going in.
Yeah, get in there, boys. Get in there. This looks a lot better already.
Yeah, it really does.
Union's having to react, and that's what you want. You want to pull Union out of their comfort spots and come to you. And it looks like IB is going to take advantage of this USA movement and coming from the left.
FSB, shoot him out.
Yeah, the IB guys are going off the side, but the 15th Wisconsin Iron Brigade's really keeping them clamped there, allowing them not to flank. Union's got to be wary. You can't let CSA hold here. Tickets are still greatly in Union's favor.
Keep firing, gentlemen. Keep
Yep,
it
it's
up.
a matter of if CSA can get those respawns going.
That's right, boys. That's right, boys. Pick
This would be a great time for Artie to give Union some trouble.
What? You, Yankee boy! Get over here!
It's like some Unions going down the hill, possibly to come around for a flank. I assume that's what they're getting ready to do. I assume they're going to come up the hill on the other side of the berm to flank the enemy.
I would reckon that as well. It's Kelly's brigade who's there right now. I mean, Union's holding firm, but the longer this shootout kind of happens on the edge of the berm, those CSA respawns are going to start increasing in number.
Yeah. The ticket difference is already starting to close, and you just can't, like I said at the beginning, you can't let the attackers get this fight on your hill and your berm, because now the Union a little more split up than they were. You got people trickling back from spawn. The question is once CSA is back to full strength, where are they going to go over to get more, even more of an advantage?
Yeah, because I mean, once they get inside the berm and are able to hold, the odds that CSA wins that match is very high. Very, very high. That just makes sense.
Very
You lose
high.
the defensive spot, you're going to lose the game. But especially in the berm, because Union, it really has no good approach outside of going in between the berm and that little stick area thing. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's called.
Shift over to North CQB, come on!
Shift left, CQB.
I think a missed opportunity here was when CSA took this corner. Okay, they're going into the center. They gotta be careful because they could get pictured here.
Colquist was the only one that went in there, and they died pretty badly.
Yeah, they, like I said, like we've been talking about, they need to move together. They're gonna move, because Union is just Union is just ready for them
Union's
over
got
that
to charge
berm.
us out.
Yeah, Union's in a position to push them out. CSA is weak. I don't know why they don't have one of their units come over like First Delaware did earlier with IB. They lost a lot of their guys, but they shook up the remaining people so the rest of their guys could come in.
Hey, guys, they got a gun moving in front of them.
It looks like CSA lost one of its flags, the group that was on the far left. They need to get that flag back up if they want to hold this corner.
Yeah, and Union's starting to go right now. IVB, HL, First Delaware. They're trying to charge these guys out because they saw the one flag down.
Yep, and the right's coming in as well. The right's coming in as well. They're going
what
for
a
a
beautiful
picture here.
picture.
Yeah, and those flags are going to be stuck. The flags aren't going to be able to go over all the shrubbery.
Tickles might get out.
I stand corrected. Yeah, one guy got out.
Tickles, how do you go through that? You just walked right through.
I don't know
Union
how.
line. Ticket gap is still about a half a morale stage. Wow.
Yeah, and CSA is full reset with 20 minutes left.
Fat Man and Spooky Soup. Oh, now Spooky Soup. Trying to get a shot.
Oh,
Can you get
what?
him? Oh, we got
Yeah, he
him.
got him.
But unfortunately, the
Good
he's
shot.
got other guys by him. But Tickles did his job. He brought the flag back far enough to where his friendlies could get it back. But that's a huge wipe. 3 down flags. 20 minutes left.
Yeah. I think ending up, and this is another, like I keep saying it, but that's what I like about the right side. Is you have opportunities to go around the berm on the right or left side of it. You don't get stuck. And it's harder for Union to get a two-side flank on you because you're on the very end of any cover they have. They'll either end up out in the open trying to fire at you, or just using the berm and caissons to get shots. But it's a better place to get a bite and for progression. But it looks like Union's ready to deal with that if they try it. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this round goes.
Yeah, I mean, CSA, if they want to, because the flags for them are all kind of clumped up in a normally charged area, CSA could just try to go in right away, pick up those flags. Or they could sit back and shoot, but if they wait another 4 or so minutes, they're killing a fourth of the remaining match time.
Right. I liked that last charge that attackers did. I don't think they did enough with the progress that they gained. You got to keep moving up on that hill.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that the ticket gap didn't really change a whole lot by the end of the whole thing.
Well, so it definitely looked like...
It looked like CSA was catching back up, but...
But I think that was an illusion. I think what was really happening was Union was letting them sit there as they prepared for the pincer, because you had Union go far right, you had Union go left, and you only had a couple in the center kind of engaging over the berm. And that could have been an opportunity. That could have been an opportunity for CSA attackers to go over the berm, but they didn't. They sat there. They tried to get their numbers up, and Union was able to effectively get that pincer in without losing, losing little to no casualties.
CQB's going in. They're trying to get the flags right now.
Yep. Looks like the other unit's trying to give them some cover fire and falling them in.
I don't like that they all yell, get the flags, get the flags. I mean, unless they're charging in as a team, what it looks like they are, but if they were the only ones going in and they yelled, get the flags, I don't know if I'd be yelling your plans out loud. Yeah.
Oh, good, already hit.
Fighting on the edge of the berm.
Looks like they're staying here.
CSA's getting the flags out.
Some CSA are staying, some CSA are getting the flags out.
Union down to taking losses, but CSA is almost down to breaking.
First Delaware is coming around the berm on the left side. I'm not so certain about 2 flags on the berm and 2 flags down the hill. I think they need to be together, getting all the reinforcements in one place. This here is where I would have this here is where I, as attacker, would be shifting down the hill to get around the berm with natural cover.
Yeah, who's it? First Delaware, HL, 9th Corps. They're going up and over, trying to put a lot of pressure right now. Maybe try to Union's pincering again.
Pincer.
And those 2 flags should be wiped again. Yeah, there they go. Wow.
That was quick.
That ticket gap.
There's that separation again. You had 2 flags down the hill getting a couple of respawns, but you had 2 flags up on the hill getting a couple of respawns, and you're just not at full strength.
Yeah, a lot of CSA now spawning back in at main. Maybe they kept the 2 flags back to keep them alive, which it worked out in the end, but yikes. I think last time CSA charged up and they were holding up here for a while, they were catching back up with tickets, but because Union pincer charged and wiped nearly everybody, that's how that ticket gap kind of grew back to what it was and even more. Like we saw a moment ago.
Ticket gap is looking rough right now.
3/4 of a stage.
He's got you, Paul.
How did we lose those 2 flags again?
Someone from the CSA asked, how did we lose those 2 flags again? Well,
yeah, I just heard that as well from the someone in that 12 PA talking about it. We're just as confused up here.
No, I mean, it makes sense. The only way you're going to win the CSA is by taking the ground. When you try to take ground, you got to move the flags up. And the thing is Union just had way more numbers than you, so you could not outspawn the shooting, and then eventually they just pincered in as a whole team. And CSA.
Well, it's even harder to. Go ahead. No, sorry.
No, I was thinking. I mean, if I'm CSA, granted, we've been able to see the overview, but CSA has tried to go to the right. It failed. They tried to shoot for a while, and that hasn't worked to any success. They have tried to sit inside the berm, which normally works really well, but Union's taken full advantage and completely wiping them. CSA, I think you just got to go straight in. I don't think you can wait anymore. You got to try that, because I think that's the only thing you haven't really done. And even if it doesn't work, oh well, but I think you have to try that.
I think what probably should have happened, and as an outside looking in, I have no idea what's going on with either team on the ground, just other than what I can see, is when they went in and they successfully got their flags, we watched 2 flags come out and 2 flags stay in. You're not going to get enough respawns from 2 flags to push Union off of this berm. But when they successfully got their flags back, I think they all should have pulled back into the dev blade. Get a full regroup, maybe leave one company here just to keep Union distracted, and I think the other 3 should have just went straight down the hill for that far right again. Yeah, I think the only reason why the far right failed the first time, like we saw, was the entire team was split up.
Yeah. I mean that.
But
that
right
could be a
here,
good
right
idea.
here, they're getting pincered up on the hill because Union has the room to come over the berm in 2 places and pincer them. Down on the far right, they don't have room for that.
I think it should also be mentioned that imbalance is 8 initially in favor of Union with 12 on CSA artillery. That's a 20-man imbalance right there, infantry-wise.
Oh, that is very much what's killing them.
Yeah. Because normally, if the numbers are even, this is a CSA, I would say CSA bias map.
Yeah. I would say it's hard to defend on this unless you're quick enough to respond to whatever CSA is doing. But they're doing it well.
Yeah.
They're not only holding, but they're performing counter maneuvers to push them off.
And
I don't think I've seen CSA get pushed off this easily by Union on this map before.
very much so. I really do think CSA needs to have some of those artillery guys change to infantry, if not all of them. Because
Yeah.
those Artie's getting a couple nice shots here and there, but they haven't impacted anything in terms of infantry movements and attacks. Because that's when Artie shines, is when it assists infantry. Because artillery on its own cannot get a whole lot of kills. If it hits directly in a line, it might at most will get 5-6 kills. But it knocks down a lot of people, it suppresses you, and makes you focus on that artillery shot instead of everything else. It draws your attention. So
Yeah, that's what we talked about in that podcast not that long ago, was the importance of Artie and, why we're seeing it
what are you doing?
get
40
played
seconds?
differently or maybe less or more. Looks like 40 seconds going far right by themselves, and again, I just don't agree with this. If you're gonna go for the nip at the bottom right, you need to be together.
Well, if the rest of the CSA team gunned left, I could see the justification for this because it's distracting a lot of Union. But
Oh, that is back.
the rest of the CSA is not moving, and 42nd and 30th just threw away a lot of tickets. I don't know if there's a miscommunication there, but looks like CSA is now starting to push the left side, but it's very late.
Their timing is off. Yes, that could have worked really well. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, more than half, maybe not. Well, about half of Union went down to deal with them, leaving the other half exposed for a CSA push. I mean, CSA is going to get ground here, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to keep it forever or make the ticket drop high enough for it to matter.
Union reinforcements pulling up from that bottom side. You only have one CSA flag right outside the berm. Respawn
Union officer coming around the edge.
Union's gonna. We might get a whole morale stage difference by the end of this.
We have First Sergeant LeHacker flanking the CSA from behind outside the berm, getting a couple of good pistol shots in.
Jeez Louise.
Now he's charging in. Someone's got to get that flag out.
He's surviving a
Someone's
little
gotta
too
get-
long there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it looks like they're committing to pulling back.
Like, that was a great artillery shot from CSA. Unfortunately, not great timing.
Yeah, you really gotta have Artie work along with the infantry. And when you make these big movements, everyone's got to be on the right time. This could be an effect of what we talked about. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I was going to mention what we talked about earlier with having a bunch of small regiments all acting independently. It's harder to get the timing and the communication right, but it's actually, I think I have them swapped.
Another decent artillery shot. Unfortunately, going to waste.
Ooh, another good hit.
Yep. But
If they can land 2 or 3 of those shots right before a charge, it would definitely be a different game for CSA.
very much so.
Their heads right over.
Easy shots, boys.
Let's see here.
Already shot a little high there.
Union is almost down to breaking, but yikes.
I mean, the ticket gap is bridging a little bit. I would say they're about back to a half a stage.
I think it's going to take a while for Union to hit braking. The ends of stages are deceiving. I think the bars are longer than what it shows. If I think
It does look like Union thinning out a little bit to watch all their different angles. So if CSA can strike quick enough with, you know, all the men they have in one spot, I still think they can turn this around. All it takes is one good fumble on the defenders, and attackers get the advantage on this map.
I don't know. So Bones, if you have the timer up and you just let it disappear, the clock, that circle, the compass in the center disappears before the paper scroll on the outside. You can see the bars continuing to the center of it, very briefly. I might have to show you in between the rounds, or
Yeah, I can't see what you're saying.
but it's kind of wild.
You said if you scroll up.
Nah, if you have the timer up and you let the timer just disappear without hitting T, the middle compass disappears first. And then for like a split second, you can see the bars, the blue and red bars, go to like the center of the compass, and they're full.
Oh.
I don't know if that counts to it or not, but it probably doesn't. That whole width probably doesn't, but it's weird.
Yeah, I'll have to see what you're saying, because mine it looks like mine fades normally.
I got
But anyways,
Anyways.
we can talk about it in game.
Uh,
Union's very spread out at this point, but also CSA is also split again. It looks like CSA on the right side outmanned
42nd, 30th
the units
charging.
on the right side.
Yeah, 15th taking some shots on the
CSA
left.
pays off.
CSA on the right starting to go in right now. And, I mean, you're up 15, 20 guys infantry-wise. You're going to be able to defend this pretty easily. And where's the CSA artillery? That killed 1 or 2 guys on the far side, but Union hits braking.
Can I shoot now? Can I shoot now?
That shot was short. Didn't knock over anybody.
Well, they're getting in there. That's good. And the rest of CSA looks like they're shifting right, but they're just taking shots. They're shifting right in front of the entire Union line, getting shot. But CSA's through the berm on the right side. With all 4 of the flags, it could be an upset here. If Union doesn't charge them out.
Yeah, Union's got to
They're
move on
not yet.
quickly.
Yeah, if they don't stop this now, this could be the difference for CSA. But all of CSA needs to go in. A lot of them are still sitting outside the berm.
Here comes Union.
Yep, and 2 of their flags are already down.
They should maybe hit CSA down the final push.
It depends on how many of these guys die out of line.
A lot of CSA are lingering too, which
Yeah, they need to call a retreat and get the flags out of there.
some respawns as well, but they got 3 of them out, I think. Yeah, 1 flag.
One flag is on the inside of the enemy territory. Well, I think they might just pull back and conserve ticket loss for one final charge. If they get pushed into final push now, that timer's gonna go down even shorter.
I like what Union's
That being said, there's a couple of CQB on the far right by themselves. I'm not sure if that's a good call right now.
No, what are you guys doing? It's the artillery for CSA.
That's a very bad call.
I don't know if they thought they won,
Then
but
push them into final push.
I kind of hope it does hit him in the final push. Oh, it didn't. I just think it'd be very funny if that was the case.
That would have been.
I would have laughed.
Yeah, that definitely would have been a review for later.
Top 10 best plays of War of Rights history. Number 1.
Already said our shots aren't doing enough. They left. We'll get in there and do it ourselves.
If the Union's not using the guns, we'll use them for them.
We work together.
Union just needs to be shooting over at CSA right now. I don't care if only one of those shots hits. You need to hit him in the final push as soon as possible. Granted, that timer probably won't go down anymore.
Yeah, it's already.
But
I think it goes down to what, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Once you hit final push, and they're already at 4, so it won't make much of a difference. If anything, if I was on Union and I had this much of an advantage, I'd probably just tell everyone to load and hold. Wait till you see the whites of their eyes, because you know that last charge is coming.
yeah. CSA has got to get going soon. They haven't enough time for 2 good charges. By that I mean organized charges. We'll see. Obviously, it depends if the first one goes good or not for them. If it's great, they might be able to just hold and win the game, but we'll see. Oh,
And they've hit final push.
what hit him?
I don't know, but it's now or never.
Wow. Okay, so the clock went down to 3:40-ish. So
That's more than I thought it was going to be.
I know, I agree. I know, at least from what I know, it is the time it takes to get from your main spawn as the attacker to the point of contention 2 times without bayonets and reloads.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so it's different on each map then.
Correct.
Oh, that's actually... I actually really like that mechanic.
Yeah, no, so Colquitt's defense is not going to be, 2.5 minutes.
Don't trickle in.
What are you doing? Oh, Hacker doesn't have his ammo, so I think he's running out, dying out of line to get his pistol back in.
Yeah, so he was trying to distract a couple of CSA.
That, too.
Get in there all together, boys.
Here comes CSA as a whole. Holy crap.
Yeah, and they're just going right over that berm. As they should. Use that berm to your advantage. They're not ready to deal with you if you come right through the berm.
Complete smoke, complete chaos on both sides here.
It is a dogfight down there right now.
It's
Looks like IVB and Delaware are coming outside the berm, but I think that's going to have to go against them here.
the Union that are sitting back, 9th Corps, 1st Delaware, IVB, they need to charge in here because this is actually pretty close.
Yeah, they've almost got them in the last stand. About maybe like maybe a fifth of bar left, sixth of bar
They're
left to go
going to
through.
hit them in the last stand. CSA artillery looks like they're charging in as well. CSA might win this. Union's
There's
got
still CSA inside the
Oh
berm.
my
Union needs to
goodness.
charge these guys out.
Get together, boys. Get out of here, Red.
And they have at least one flag up.
USA winning this. Yeah, how many? 3 down CSA flags right now. That was
Yeah.
really close.
See, that's the kind of charges that they needed from the beginning. Go right over the berm with the entirety of your force, and you will just do so much damage to the defenders. But if you wait behind the berm and let them come to you on their terms, that's when you see that ticket drop being in the defender's favor.
So, a minute and a half
But
left.
there's
Union, last stand. Lucky timing for Union because all the guys are getting spawned in, and here comes CSA. They got a minute and 20. That's definitely plenty of time to do
To
it.
reform at least a little bit.
Yeah, but it looks like they're just going to go in.
And this could work. They're in last stand. Every kill guarantees one less person to deal with.
Yeah.
And they have a minute. That's a lot of time for stabbing.
Get a point, go, go.
Get them motherfuckers.
Definitely a good job on attackers for bridging that ticket gap on that last charge. But all the Union reinforcements are coming in now from spawn, and it's looking like a good hefty group.
45 seconds. CSA's got 2 of the flags up. 1, never mind. 2, 3, all flags up for
38.
CSA. 38 seconds.
Come on, you
It's
boys
probably
gotta
gonna be
get in there.
It's gonna be a photo finish, probably.
I don't think they'll get enough bodies in there in time.
I don't think so either, but I think they're gonna get close. I mean, here comes the CSA wave. Oh, they don't. They're bayonets. Something I completely forgot about because they probably just gunned it from main.
A lot of them are using bats, yeah.
Get that ass, get that ass. Tap it, tap it.
Another dogfight, another rumble in the smoke.
So, what were your thoughts for this round? Very good Union victory today. But quick thoughts of the round, Bones?
Quick thoughts. Quick thoughts would just be commit to a location with the full team, move in as a full team. If Artie is going to be, shooting for the whole game, make sure that their shots line up in time just before your charges, so you can try and catch that Union off guard because they are dug in. They have a lot of cover. And yeah, just commit to getting into their bases, into their location. Because I mean, even if you're on the other side of the berm and they're on the other side of the berm, they still have that cover advantage that they've been sitting behind the whole time. You gotta get in. You gotta get over the berm and take that cover away from them. Pick up the enemy.
Yeah. I mean, that when you have 15 to 20 man infantry in balance for most of the round, that's going to kill you when you're trying to charge a fort. CSA artillery hit good shots, but they did not hit good shots when it mattered, and I think that was really a big thing with that. But besides that, great round, good win from Union. Union played that pretty dang well. And we will see you all
Look at
shortly
those out of line.
for round number 2. Holy crap, you're not kidding. Alrighty, here we are with live number 2, round number 2. IBB swapped back over to their original side, so they're back on the CSA side, is it? Yeah. So originally, right, I said they switched from CSA side to USA side. Now they swapped back over. In balance is now 9 in favor of the CSA side. Artillery, though, CSA has 8, Union has 3. So in terms of infantry balance, it's about 3 right now. So, House, Bones, what are your thoughts for the Union defense on this map?
Union defense, spread out and be reactive. For right side, so if you're looking at CSA spawn, then right side with the hay bales and the stone wall, you can pretty much sit there and just react to the enemy as they come up. For left side, you have to be a little bit more inventive on Union defense. You have to move around, use the death light to your advantage, because CSA is going to sit on the corner of the corn like they are now, and you'll also get shots from CSA on road or CSA on fence. CSA is going deep right now down road as well, which I'm kind of surprised by. Union needs to be reacting faster than this.
I was saying this beforehand. I hate that CSA on Pry, because generally CSA will just sit back and shoot most of the round, and then they won't get enough kills to justify continuing doing it. So they waste a lot of time shooting, they barely bring Union tickets down, and then they just charge with not a whole lot of time, and then they go into a panic. And this is still a CSA bias map, and they win those most of the time. But I like that they're pushing forward. Even though they're kind of doing a shootout, they're very far forward, and it looks like they might actually be capitulating to draw Union out, get these early charges, bring everybody's tickets down. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from CSA. Union's doing what you do. You just defend.
I'm actually really baffled right now by Union strata, because HD and First Delaware are so much further back than I think I've ever seen Union play at the beginning of this round. It's almost like they've given up the ground, like they've decided to play reserved, and that will most likely work out in the long con, unless CSA starts early capping and forces them out. You don't want to be forced out as Union on this map.
Exactly.
They definitely, I really feel like they need to prevent that cap and take a stronger, more forward position. I don't know why CSA did. They were such a good spot to pull Union. I really like the strong move on far left with CSA. I mean, they're really controlling this left field or right field, depending on what side you're looking at.
CSA do cap, though. Somebody capped. I don't... Unless the Ironberg, IB guys, unless they ran through the edge of the point, which I didn't realize it stretched out that far, but I like this. See, I think CSA, you got to contest this. You don't need to overextend crazy, but contest this, because Union's going to be coming on the point. I mean, you have KB on the point for Union right now.
Yeah, they can definitely take the cap back with relative safety. I mean, you do have, let's see who this is over here. You do have 12 VA on the far corner that could capitalize on Union moving on point from this side of the barren field, but they're not right now. It doesn't look like that. It looks like they're just doing a long shootout with First Delaware over on the back of the barn fence.
Yeah, you got to...
So it looks like Union's going to... Oh, wait. TQB's moving in.
Yes.
TQB's moving in. There you go.
No, we're not.
If Union's only going to commit, 8 or 10 troops, then definitely go in and push them off, especially when you have this strong position.
Very much so. Force Union to keep sending guys on. Keep the engagement going. Keep everyone losing tickets. This is the best way to do it. I
have not seen this map get played like this in a long time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, you got IB pushing up on the right. They're getting some... Lucian's getting some great pistol shots. HL with Jeans rolling up on the side of Colquitz.
Line on his left.
Looks like more Unions pulling in, but... It's exactly.
So this is where CSA needs to come in, and yep, here they go.
I don't want to do that.
We've got 42nd PA coming in to flank HL.
There we go. Yeah, they're starting to pincer. The thing is, though, is CSA can't fall into a trap of what they did last time, which is they got pincered and they lost a lot of tickets. That's obviously kind of the risk with capping, but so far they seem to be playing it fine. Union's down on tickets, and frankly, that's the only thing you really need to care about if you're CSA. If you're down a lot of tickets, then it's kind of like, okay, we need to change what we're doing, but for now, it's working.
12 PA is coming in now as well, and they're definitely going to get there before First Delaware does. Actually, it looks like First Delaware has already moved off their corner and have started coming up the road. So what I really like about this for
12 VA
CSA is that they haven't lost any positional strength, in my opinion. They've forced Union to come down the road, stick to the road, stick to the wall, and whenever they decide to pull back, if they pull back, they can go right back into this wheat field with the hay bales and just reassume the position that they already had.
12th VA.
They need to get that flag up.
Yeah, Leland needs to get. There he goes. But
There you go.
I like 12th VA's approach. They just got wiped and were very spread out when doing so. But I mean, tickets are still very good for CSA. And this is the thing too, right? By CSA camping and bringing everyone's tickets down at an even pace, it's great because if CSA wants to sit back and shoot it out the rest of the round, they now have a chance to do that.
It appears Layla did not make it.
Oh,
But
sure they got the
Captain
bike.
Bongo Bob might be coming over to get it. Someone should come over and get it. He brought it this far back. You guys need to get that flag up.
Yeah. IB is getting some nice shots down Union line right now.
We've got some Union spawning in the middle of the road.
Love the random flag spawns. Knight's trying to go over and Rambo.
He's the one that spawned in the road. He's the one that spawned in the road, and he's capitalizing on it, taking a flag. I think 3 people.
And
They need to get that flag up.
charging in
There
the
you go.
side.
They did not have enough people for that. I question that decision.
I mean, I do agree, but the biggest thing is the tickets. Make sure CSA is not losing more than Union, and as long as they're not, I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Union
I do
have enough
agree.
people on cap that they are slowly taking it back.
Yeah, if Colquist was trying to win that, they weren't going to. I mean,
Yeah.
they went in by themselves. But yeah, Union starting. But even if Union, why is the 2 IB that? Yeah, even if Union retakes this, Union's probably going to want to fall back right away. In CSA, you can keep that pressure up if you want to.
Yeah, they can go right back to that strong position that they had
Yeah,
if Union falls back.
CSA's not overextending either, which is very good. They're kind of getting beat back, but they're not overextending.
Yeah, they're starting
not losing a lot.
They're starting to play a little reserved. I don't know how I feel about that now. They played aggressive in the beginning. Now it looks like they're pulling back a little bit. I think after this recap, I think that's going to decide how the rest of this game goes.
Well, we'll see. I think CSA
They're face
should
to
try
face
keep
with each
pressure.
other. I think CSA should charge them out. They've got them on numbers.
They want to keep the
Looks
cap,
like.
definitely. They're gonna Union regains a little tickets. Some 12th VA guys went in there.
Yep. Tickets are even right now.
CSA's holding. Is Union gonna fall back? I would expect
CSA,
they
you
would.
gotta chase them. You gotta chase them, CSA. You gotta get those strong positions again.
Yeah,
Don't let them
Union's
just get.
pulling.
Don't let them get reset.
And you'll see a lot of times where if CSA does eventually decide to take the point on this match, because I'm talking about a scenario where CSA shoots for a while and then they go in early cap. You'll see when CSA loses the early cap, they'll go back and continue shooting. We do not see that here, and I like that.
No, they're moving right up.
My biggest concern is you don't want CSA to spread out too much, because if they overextend and start doing that, that's when they can start losing tickets. That's when Union can defeat them in detail and completely pushing out. But as long as CSA doesn't overextend, which IB is doing
they're
a
not.
little, a couple of them are, but yeah, they got shot, but the rest of them are not pushing forward.
So what I kind of wish the attackers had done here is I kind of wish that they had gone off the wall back into the hayfield and put the ball in Union's court. Like if they choose, if you give them the ball, right, and it's up to them how the round goes forward. And as attackers, it's probably not what we want to do usually, but I kind of wish that they had pulled back those strong positions that they had in the beginning and let Union decide, are we going to play reserve and spread out again, or are we going to go down road and engage? If they want to play reserved, perfect, take the point again. Make Union come out, like, put the ball in their court, but really leave them no option besides what's the outcome you want.
I think Union decided to go just hold in reserve because immediately they took the point and Union fell back.
And that yellow timer is just even lower than it was before. First time yellow timer was like 19, 20 minutes. I think now it's down to 11. So if they keep this up, and that black timer stays as it is, they're in a really great position compared to the first round.
Yep, so I think CSA can keep doing this for the rest of the match if they want to. As long as they don't go down in tickets, I think they can do whatever. You have some Union charging the right side of the road, but most going down the left. You got HL and Kelly's Brigade in front, 9th Corps following.
You got Union out in the field going for what looks like a flank. I think that's Delaware.
East. Yo, we got.
I don't know about this Union. CSA is
Rescue.
holding very firm.
Union's too thinned out. I think Union's going to do some good on this right side where Delaware is, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think they've just split themselves.
No, run.
I mean, it's definitely...
Yeah, this right here, I feel like where CSA needs to capitalize on this spread out Union force. They need to collapse on one of these groups and just wipe them out completely.
Yep. I mean, you have the Iron Brigade guys shooting it out with them right now. But yeah, CSA needs to wipe this group before Union reinforcements coming in, just because they don't...
Looks like CQB is moving.
Yeah, they are. As CSA, you got to hop back and forth. You can't let Union get a hold, just because it might cause a lot of chaos and confusion and might just make things go down the drain.
Yeah. I mean, despite not moving on any one specific group and going for a full wipe, they did do a lot of damage with this cap. I mean, Union defenders have already gone down to under half on engage.
Yep, very good hold.
So that was a very, very good, what's the word? Very good exchange in that last contact. And CSA is still holding strong on point.
I mean, it's Union's going in again. The big thing is really what are CSA tickets when Union retakes, if they retake. I think really we only need to look at CSA tickets. The only time we really care about Union tickets, rather the team taking back the point, is if they're about to go down the final push.
Shit, get behind the tree.
Right.
Shoot at the tree.
But
the
dominant
Union
CSA.
is putting themselves in a rough position here by actively deciding to place themselves in between the two CSA forces.
Yep.
Hello, good sir.
Really,
Looks like they're trying to charge left off, but
CSA's charging on the left, 42nd, 30th FSB. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is I agree with you entirely. A lot of these matches, like this, last round and this one especially, it's coming down to defeat in detail. This match, you're seeing the CSA defeating the Union in detail pretty decisively, and the Union is not defeating the CSA in detail when they have opportunities to do so. And Union lose another flag.
Yeah.
2, actually.
hey, if you had told me the teams on the last game had swapped sides, like the Union was now CSA and CSA was now Union, I would believe you, because it's like they're playing.
I agree.
Yeah, it's one group is playing like the other group played in the last round, and it's actually really funny and exciting to see. They've really gotten that attention to detail in this next second round. And Union is struggling to deal with it.
There's one more coming. Shoot this man.
I agree with you entirely. This is a phenomenal round from CSA. I don't think I've ever seen a Pry house round where Union has 3 down flags. Actually, is it all 4? All 4 flags are down for Union. I don't know if I've seen that.
That is
before.
wild. I think it boils down to Union not taking a strong enough position in the beginning. Letting CSA come that far down the road, right off the rib, I think that was them setting themselves up for failure.
I think, well, I kind of disagree because I do agree Union was holding further back than what you would normally see, but that's what you do as Union on Pry House is you hold back and defend. The thing is unlike most times, CSA is playing very aggressive compared to a more
that is true.
A traditional meta of CSA holding back and shooting for a lot of the match. So
I think it's a domino effect. I agree with you that Union plays defensively on this map, and as they should be. I usually see them play a little bit further up defensively, but it is also a really good point that, yeah, usually CSA spreads themselves out a lot more and just engages in shooting at distance.
yeah,
But Their aggressive and unified push on the left side or right side, with the hay bales, whatever direction you're looking, that was a really good move for CSA that Unions wasn't able to deal with early enough.
Yeah, and I do kind of agree with your point, because you had first Delaware, they held really far back, and that's to preserve tickets, because normally you don't expect CSA to rush. Normally, Union holds up in the defilade, which we did mention at the beginning of the round. And the problem is that if no Union group is up that far, they can't really respond to CSA being overly aggressive quickly in an efficient way. So I think it's kind of both things going together. And here comes Union again. What a volley from CSA. That's no surprise, though.
Yeah, they're in a great position right now.
Union is just feeding tickets.
Right. Well, it's important because, like you said earlier, Union tickets we're not too concerned about right now. It's a matter of just getting that point back with only 6 minutes left. I mean, definitely would be an interesting outcome on this map to see the team would lose by holding the point like this for attackers.
Do something. Union's probably
He could be meowing their way to victory.
I wonder if that gold timer will go down at all when Union hits final push. I'm kind of anticipating it at this point.
I don't know if it does or not. I don't think
the gold timer does go down. It never happens, but it will.
I've never seen defenders go into final push during a cap timer before. I think it may have happened once or twice.
It's so very rare.
So get ready for that.
Yeah.
Hey, they will push on the right side. They will push on the right side. Man on the right side.
I would really love to know what Union's thinking right now, because this is a difficult position to be in.
I mean, that last charge from Union a moment ago was abysmal. I think the charge before that, where they were pinched by CSA, like I think like you were mentioning, Union needed to defeat the CSA in detail there, because they charged on one side of the wall and got themselves pinched from both sides. I think that was their best chance, but Union's going left side.
They're doing what I was about to say now. I was going to say, instead of going down the stone wall where they have clear view of you, use the deflate on the left side and try and get some ground back and engage the enemy. It's better for them to do this now than earlier, because earlier CSA was on both sides of the stone wall. Now they're all in the road or on the right side of the stone wall. So if Union can take wall here, keep the flags up, and start getting a lot of CSA tickets down, then they're in a good place to be. They're in a good place for this is good for Union if they can commit to the stone wall and start getting the CSA knocked down quickly. But it looks like not all of Union came down. Looks like some of the Union held back. That might be what.
Charging across 42nd and 30th.
KB and HL and JD are coming up behind them, but it looks like they're aware of it and they're ready for it.
Call your hit.
There you go.
CSA hold that pretty well, and they're swallowing up the Union.
Yeah,
more Union pulling in. Just a mix of everybody. They're not going to do a whole lot.
They're also running through the middle of the road, which I don't think is a good idea.
What do you mean? Running right through the middle of the open area, right in front of your enemy? I think that's a great idea. So.
It should have that should be the next podcast discussion.
Is charging?
Why are we fighting behind cover?
Yeah. Why are we using cover?
Why are we using
Bullets
cover?
can go through fences,
when we have all these bodies to use.
But I'm a bit fucking special.
So I actually kind of do wonder, because if you're standing, if like two people in game are like right next to each other, like bodies in contact, and you try to shoot the person right next to you, you'll shoot through them. I wonder if you can like shoot through a stone wall too, if you're like crouching right next to it.
I don't know. Sounds like a great debunk video.
Numbers are in favor infantry-wise in Union. It's a 6-man imbalance initially, but Confederates still have like 9 on artillery. I think. Wait, let me look at that again.
Yeah, 9 on artillery from CSA.
I never remember if I remembered right,
Yep.
but
So it looks like
Union has numbers.
by these numbers that USA has the infantry advantage by a few. Really gonna matter just how they use it. They've got 2 minutes left on the yellow timer.
I don't think that gold timer is gonna drop when they hit final push, just because we're getting kind of close.
Yeah, the Union also need to get these flags up. They've got flags sitting on the ground. I mean, and for how long I've been watching that flag on the ground, that could have been 2, maybe 3 men respawned. So important to keep those flags up as quickly as possible. CSA in a really strong position here.
Union's going in. They're gonna have final push with this.
Yep, Union coming down both sides of the stone wall, which I think is a good thing actually in this position, because some of CSA seems to not know what side they want to fight on. They're kind of in the road.
I don't know if that timer dropped the gold timer, but
I don't think so. That looks pretty accurate. If it did, it wasn't significant enough.
yeah. I've seen the gold timer drop a significant amount. I think it was roulette lane. Just because CSA won decisively on their first push and then capped it when Union was at battle ready. Which,
All right, well, Union securing that point slowly but surely. CSA needs to make a move here and keep them from digging in.
I mean, if anything, this will still be great for CSA because Union will be at breaking. I assume CSA is going to follow breaking before the recap. Someone's playing some nice music. Some historical music, some might say.
Oh yeah, quite.
And there you go, CSA into breaking, 18 seconds. As Union has more bodies on the point when that gold timer's at 0, 14 seconds. Will cause an overtime period.
CSA coming up the road, trickling in. That could be disadvantageous for them.
But some CSA flags pulling further back. If CSA gets more bodies on point, I think the round will just finish. But
It sounds like CSA is trying to. It sounds like CSA is mixed on their decision to pull back or to commit. From what I'm hearing on the ground.
and Union's gonna hold it. But
Yeah, we're right back to square one.
CSA's got to be wary right now. They're very spread out, disorganized. They got to reform before Union has chances to knock them down tickets with skirmishing it out of line.
Well, yes, I definitely think they should pull back and reform here, especially because now they have 39 minutes to use their ticket percentage advantage to push Union back into last stand. I mean, I don't think I see Union winning this so long as CSA plays the rest smart. I mean, Union breaking is going down quickly, even without any large combat.
Pull back to your allies, lads. Pull back to your allies. Let's go. Press D, call your stars. Mine's all the way back there as well.
And there you go.
Really well played round by CSA.
Yep. I mean, Union's still very much in it. Tickets,
Very far, man.
I feel like their Union's up maybe, but only by a little.
Yeah. But once you include the percentage increase for attackers, it's
What is that percentage?
still an attacker's advantage. On the map I was playing yesterday, I believe attackers had a 51% increase on tickets.
And the pub officer Discord, it says 17%.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so not a huge amount.
Yeah, not a significant amount, but
So what do you think Union needs to do here now? Because this is a delicate situation for them, and with that much time left on the
CSA's charging
timer.
up. I don't know. You got to stay near the point, obviously. I think you need to hold back. I don't know. Union's in a hard spot.
It's a weird position.
'Cause
You don't
the-
see this very often.
Yeah, no, because Union... The thing is, Union can't do anything. It's all based on what CSA does. Union has to play forward. They have to stay on the point. Otherwise, CSA is just going to come up and take the point. And really, I mean, Union's actually up on tickets. You either got to win the shootout right now, based on what CSA is doing. And it looks like... Actually, never mind. I don't know. Doesn't look like...
It's very back and forth right now. I think Union needs to just full send. I think they need to target one of these CSA groups and start getting that ticket drop. Because if they play back, CSA is just gonna dwindle them. They have the time.
Yep.
They have the advantage.
How far can Union go forward? It's high risk, but I kind of agree with you. But they can definitely charge that CSA group who's out on the The
On the right.
42nd, 30th, yeah. I assume, though,
Yep.
that if Union charges out that far, that's the other CSA group is going to charge in. I don't know.
Well, they'll either charge in to try and save their allies, or they'll charge point.
Exactly. And they'll take the stone wall. So, I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
hard spot for Union. It's probably just, I don't know. Because if you sit and have a shootout, the odds of you winning that shootout is pretty low. Because even if you keep it even with CSA and both hit the final stage at the same time, you're still probably going to lose that game. Because at that point, CSA can keep shooting you down for a couple of minutes, or they'll just charge in. It's not CSA can keep
Right.
respawning at that point. Union can't. Union's in a very bad spot. CSA's played this pretty dang well, and tickets still.
Some
pretty
Union
even.
and CSA are meeting on the right side, but CSA has them outnumbered. First Delaware is engaging with
Very risky from
30th
First Delaware.
Ohio.
First Delaware's getting
42nd
wiped.
PA. Yep, that is not what they need right now.
Nope.
42nd's charging, they're chasing them.
That was not
But
it.
it's good work in Union. The rest of Union pulls back on the. Okay, no, they smarted up. CSA's pulling back.
Great
I was
shooting.
gonna say Union could have collapsed on CSA there, if they had fully committed to chasing Delaware.
You know exactly. Great shooting though from 42nd and 30th. He basically wiped
Yeah.
First Delaware.
That was a really good reaction on their terms, and you can definitely tell that, like I said,
Check.
the ball is in Union's court, but they're playing how CSA wants them to play. They're really only giving Union a couple of options here and reacting well when they try and take any sort of advantage.
For me, you're
Okay. And this is what I was kind of meaning earlier. Here's the thing, right? CSA, a lot of the time, they like to sit back and shoot on this map. And because they capped and played aggressive and brought everyone's tickets down, it has given them the opportunity to have as much time as they want.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
So,
Yeah, and so this is where I kind of feel like Union should take the risk and charge one of these components, because if you can get CSA into final push, then you no longer have to worry about the black timer.
right.
Even if you get pushed into last stand, if you can wipe a portion of CSA and then pull back, CSA has to then respawn, get Bayos, maybe get loads if they want to take that risk, and then you have the advantage again.
Right.
So I think if the ticket drain had been more in Union's favor at this point in the game, then play it safe. But because their ticket drain's going down faster than the attackers, I think they need to take the risk and push one of these guys. They need to put CSA into final push before they get pushed into last stand, or if not, try and get it to happen at the same time as much as possible.
I mean, we saw it with last round how the Union was up half to 3/4 of a morale. CSA's charging on the side. 42nd, 30th is. You saw last round how the Union was up by half to 3/4 of a morale stage when CSA hit final push, and CSA was able to get them in the last stand and wipe a couple more from there. So, as defenders, you need a significant lead towards the end of the match if you want to win. And this map is a lot shorter than the other one. But 42nd, 30th won. They took that side, wiping some Union. It's honestly going to force Union in the last stand, and that ticket gap is too big.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed that Union didn't pull back and capitalize on this opportunity to wipe 42nd and 30 Ohio,
Guy in the bush.
because they came in and wiped that the small Union group very easily.
So it's a slow and painful death, but I do agree.
I still wouldn't say they're out of it.
I feel like CSA's won the match right now. CSA's done very good charges, and speaking of that, here they go. Granted, they don't have 42nd and 30th, which are pretty much wiped on the other side, and here they go. And CSA's going to have plenty of time to wipe all of Union, especially because they're going to have like 10-15 seconds in breaking while Union's in last stand.
Gotta get them in the final push here.
Union, you gotta charge. Never mind, they hit final push actually pretty quickly, so.
Yep.
Now don't charge. Don't charge.
And for the IB.
Or maybe charge, I don't know.
I would say don't charge, stick
I
to the stone
don't
wall.
think anything matters for Union. I think they're going to lose this regardless of what they do.
See that? That was good.
Good, already hit on CSA.
Yeah, I hit the flag,
CSA
so-
already. Or was that Union? Oh, that was Union already that made that shot. Good on them.
Do you know if flag bearers can still spawn people in when they're knocked down?
I would assume so, because I mean, I actually don't know if getting knocked down changes your position value.
Next time on
I would
War of Rights
assume-
Mythbusters.
Yeah, I would assume next. You're asking a lot of good questions today. Make sure you write those down for later.
CSA's charging on the flank. That is 42nd and 30th. The respawn's there. 1.5 minutes left.
Still a decent amount of Union.
There is, but there's no way they last another minute and 20 seconds. I don't see
If
that.
CSA keeps trickling in, I mean, I don't like that Union's pushing up right here. Those guys that are pushing up from HL, they should have stayed back and got their reloads in. Shoot first, stab later.
1 minute
That's all
left.
the CSA.
On point, get to fuck the point.
Let's go.
Come on, Union, you got this.
Points going in CSA's favor.
Yeah, there was a couple points where the game looked closer than it was, and when you've got point being capped and uncapped, it can be deceptive like that. But yeah, CSA has definitely got Union here. What a parallel between the first and second round.
Very much so. You got any more thoughts for the round, Bones? Very quick thoughts as the round just finished.
Quick thoughts. I'm confused. I haven't seen that map get played like that to that extent. It worked out really well in their favor. I think CSA capitalized on a good opportunity. I think Union kind of maybe didn't push up enough and held far up enough. I think they let CSA take control of that match, which you can't do as defenders.
Yeah, I think CSA played that pretty much as you should. I like that they were aggressive the whole time instead of just sitting back and shooting. I think we need to see that more out of Pry House because you just put yourself under a lot of stress if you just sit and shoot for most of the game, and then you're under the desperation of trying to take point. And Union can hold this well, especially on a higher pop server. But besides that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. We also have our Discord and merch there. But besides that, I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.